Who is Nick Ndeda? A human. But besides that, I am an actor, I am a writer, radio presenter, TV presenter. I used to paint. I don't paint much anymore because of time and patience. But I used to think of myself as a painter. I also used to be a rapper. I am a rapper who was good enough to be nominated for a Chaguo Latinis award. So here is the thing, and this is why even this makes it even better. One song, we only did one. We only did one song. It wasn't even recorded. We used to perform it at functions in high school because I was in Form 4 when that happened. So we go for like a funky to something happening in this school. If Highway is there, jump on. We rap. And then we got nominated. Do you know who we lost to? Kleptomaniacs. That's how. Do you see the level of skill? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I used to be a rapper. I don't do it anymore.
Wait, so what song was this?
The name of the song is called Shika 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 Microphone. Ewe Shika. Okay, I guess the name of the song is Shika. Shika Mic. But the chorus, the hook was Shika 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 Microphone, Ewe Shika, Ewe Shika, Ewe Shika. Then how would I don't remember how my verse started, but yeah, used to rap.
So where were you born? Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school?
I was born in Nairobi. Fun fact. My mother and the doctor thought that I was going to be a woman. In fact, like me, I don't understand humans. The doctor literally, my mom had already had 2 boys, so I'm the third born. And when she was pregnant with me, she tells the doctor, I feel like this is a girl. I've had 2 boys, this doesn't feel like a boy. And then this doctor tells her, I think so too. So they actually came up with a name. My name was Margaret. So when I was born in Pumwani Hospital, and then the doctor's like, Margaret has a penis. So my mom literally had to think of a boy's name at the drop. So she was like, Nicholas. Okay, let's go with Nicholas. That's how I ended up being called Nick. My name is actually Margaret. So yeah, born in 1985. Wow, it's a long time, almost 40 years ago. Grew up, like everything has always been in Nairobi. I was raised in Karen and then Langata, and then I became an adult. I went to Highway Secondary School. For those who don't know, it used to be a day school. What else about Highway? We used to be very good. We used to be very good in drama. In fact, Highway some of the biggest entertainers are from Highway. For example, Danko, the gospel artist from Highway, DJ Protege from Highway, Nick Ndeda from Highway. There are many others. They just escaped me. There's another one who was so big. Oh, this guy. You remember DJ Clemo? Caliph Records. So, not Clemo wasn't, but his brother, because we were prefects together. His brother was in Highway, and he's the one who shot all the videos. Every single Caliph Records song, zote za Jua Kali no Ninis, Charles Luce is his name. So yeah, and there's so many others who keep on coming. The moment I realized that I wasn't very good academically, I told myself, well, I have to be good at something. And fortunately for me, I always wanted to be everything. I wanted to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, firefighter, pilot. And then I told myself when I was 10, I told myself there is no way I can do all these things in one lifetime. Unless I do them briefly, kidogo, like be a pilot for 3 months, be a doctor for 2 months. And then I realized there's a way you can do that through acting. So I was like, okay, but the problem was I was a very shy person growing up. So I was like, but if I'm shy, I can't. Actors have to be in front of people, have to be charismatic and blah blah blah. So I think I just mentally I kept telling myself, if you keep thinking about it, you can do it. If you keep thinking about it, you can do it. And then when I was 14, I told my brother I wanted to act. And then my brother gave me the best advice ever. He said, you can't. You suck. You're terrible. You're shy. You think you'll make it as an actor. I bet you will freeze the moment you go on stage. And then I went to high school and I joined the drama club, and I wanted to be those background actors, the ones you don't, props even. But I was very tall. I've always been tall. So it just so happened an actor was in Form 4, had to drop the script. He couldn't do the play because he wanted to focus on his studies, which was fine. It worked out well. Quentin, shoutouts to you. So they were like, we need an actor who is tall enough to play his role, because his role was all about height. And me, I'm there in Form 2. I was told, get this second former. He's that height, and that guy had lines. He had a lot of lines. So I had to do that role. I didn't know how to project my voice. Nika Tukanwa, I'll never forget the day before we went to the zonals. So there's 3 levels. You start off at the drama festivals in the zonals, then you go to provincials, and if you pass that, you go to the nationals. Zonals, the day before, as in we have done our last run of the play, we're like, are we confident tomorrow we can do this? And then there was this speaker who came to give us motivation. He used to be in Highway, but he had transferred to another school. So he came, Jason was his name, and Jason was like, cool play, you guys, I wish you the best, but I need to direct my attention to one person. Who was that tall guy playing the mayor? I'm like, yeah. I'm being noticed by Jason. Jason was a star in our school, and he's like, I wish you weren't in this play. You have a horrible voice. You can't act. And then you keep doing this thing with your mouth when you're angry, like, which is true. That one was true. Like, I do this. I'm still trying to work through it. When I play angry, even sometimes I notice myself in shows and movies, I do this thing. And I don't know why. I'm still trying to unlearn it. Anyway, Jason abused me, killed my morale. I actually cried on the way home. I was like, whoa, my brother was right. I can't do this thing. But it was the day before the play. They can't replace me. We have to go on to Lenana School the next day to perform. We performed. Guess what? The play was the best play. And guess what? I won Best Supporting Actor. First time. And I loved, this is the best part of the story. Guess who I had to walk past to pick up my trophy and walk past again? Jason. And he saw me, and I looked at him as I grabbed that certificate like, yeah. Or maybe, but then again, I tell myself maybe he was doing that reverse psychology thing that people usually do in sports, and maybe he was, because he knew that I was a first-time actor. Everyone else in the play had been in drama, had done like 1 or 2 plays, so I think he could tell that this guy is new, maybe, I don't know. But hey, we ended up becoming an actor, did acting all through high school, won more awards in high school. Then after high school, I left. I went to Kenya National Theatre with my certificates and 1 trophy for an audition. And I remember the first thing I was told was, you see those certificates? That's nonsense. What you do in high school is not acting. What you do in high school is projecting, which is true. You learn how to project your voice when you're acting in high school. It's not theater acting. Theater acting, completely different thing. And I learned that the hard way, because I auditioned for 15 months and never got a play. From November 2003 until March 2005. Every month I went to KNT, auditioned, never got a role. In fact, I even joined Alliance Française to do French as an excuse. I already knew how to speak French, but I did it because Heartstrings, the theater company, their base was at Alliance. So I was like, if I'm there every month, I will know when there's an audition. This is before social media. You can't find out about things on your phone. You had to physically go to the place. So I did French for a year. I guess I refreshed my French, which was great because I became even a better speaker, but I never got a role. And I auditioned every single month, and every single month I'd be told no, until I was about to give up. And then, I should mention this. One of the things that got me most interested in acting was I watched this movie, Romeo and Juliet, and I loved the Shakespearean language. I was like, I wish people spoke like that more. So I saw an audition, I saw a poster for an audition. And this is why you should believe in life and coincidences. No, not in coincidences, that there is no such thing as coincidence in life, only providence. Things happen the way they're supposed to. I saw this poster for an audition on my last day of school at Allianz. Like, after today, I have no reason, I can't get fare from my parents to come to town. I have to figure out how I'm going to find out about plays. So I saw the poster. It was a Wednesday, and it was for a Shakespeare play, The Merchant of Venice. And I was like, I've auditioned 13 times, I have been rejected 13 times. It won't have to be rejected at 14. Nimezoea. So the audition was 2 days later. I found money, I think my mom gave me fare. It was at KNT, it was a Saturday, I remember. Went Saturday at noon, did the audition. I was like, because by then I didn't even care anymore. I was like, I probably won't get it anyway. But at least I was like, at least let me say, in my acting, trying to become an actor, at least I tried for a Shakespeare. Saturday, fast forward Tuesday, I get a phone call. You've been picked, you're going to be in this play, The Merchant of Venice. We start rehearsals in 2 weeks. All the best. And we did it, and I did it, and I remember telling myself, 14 months have passed. For 14 months you auditioned and never got a role. Here's what you can do. Give it your all, so that if you succeed, you never have to go through that 14-month period ever again. And weirdly enough, after that play, it sounds like a movie, but the director of that play, there was an actor who watched that play, Makbul. So Makbul watched me do that play. The director of the play, Jacob Otieno, rest in peace, was doing a play with Makbul after this play, Merchant of Venice. And he was doing it at the legendary Phoenix Players. Phoenix Players, for those who do not know, it's closed now. It used to be where the most excellent actors in Kenya, Lorna Irungu, rest in peace, Jimmy Gathu, Nini Washera, Sonia Maingi, Makbul Mohammed, Nick Ndeda. So was doing a play at Phoenix, and this guy Makbul was like, that actor looks cool. Who is he? He's called Nick. He's some new guy. And like, we should look for him for. It was okay. There are no small roles, only small actors. But this role I had one scene, so they were like, so you can use this new kid. He's looking for exposure. Give him exposure. So I was told as soon as we finished Merchant of Venice, it's like, I'm doing this play next month. Do you want to do it? It's at Phoenix. I'm like, yay! I'm gonna be a professional actor. We do that play. Now, when that play was being done, Makbul was doing he was rehearsing for another play. So we finished that second one, and I go home, and now I'm just sitting in the house waiting to join university, and then I get a phone call, and it's from a director called Carol Odongo, and she's like, we're doing this play. I was told you're a decent actor. I haven't seen you, but I've been told by this actor, Makbul, whom I really trust, that you are a decent actor. And this play stars Lorna Irungu, Nini Washera, Kaz! I was like, what the? So I show up. I was literally called like at, I think it was 3:30 p.m. And they asked me, how soon can you get to Phoenix? I lived in Langata. So I was like, give me 30 minutes. Rushed, took a mat, went, got there. And then I found out the reason why I was picked was because the actor, there was an actor playing that role, but he had to quit. suddenly. And as it happened, we had like 3 weeks before the play opened. So I stepped in, I did that. To this date, I credit that as my worst performance on stage. It's because I was starstruck. I was like, I'm acting with Lorna Irungu, who I watched growing up. Kaz was then very, very popular musician, actor. Nini Washera, every man wanted to sleep with Nini Washera. And and fun fact, Nini Washera was playing my girlfriend in the play. And we had the first scene of the play, I'm proposing to her. Nini, she's very cool. God bless you. She's a good friend of mine to this date and always gives me good advice. But I was the worst performer because everyone else was so good, so seasoned, and I was not. So that's why I call it my worst performance. It wasn't bad. It was just compared to my other performances, that was pretty whack. But the point of this whole story is I never had to audition after Merchant of Venice. And for the next 16 years, 2005 until 2000, I auditioned for a play once in 2015. Yeah, for the next 10 years, I did over 50 plays. Never had to audition for a single one. I only auditioned for a play that we were taking to Uganda for a film festival, for the Kampala International Theatre Festival, and it's because the director was a Kenyan who lived in Canada, and she came to Kenya and she didn't know actors. So she's like, you have to show me that you can act, even if you've done, because it's weird, but that taught me, when you get an opportunity to do something, put your best foot forward, because auditioning for theatre it's brutal, because you have to do it in front of so many people, and if you suck, they usually just tell you. I really hope that this story doesn't annoy someone or make them feel kiwaru. So here's the thing. Yeah, we all grew up listening to radio, because I grew up in the 80s, 90s, back when not everyone had a TV. So listening to radio was a very common thing. However, I can't say I ever had an interest in becoming a radio presenter. This is what happened. One Friday, I was in the bar drinking with my friends, and then my brother came and told me, I need your help. Tomorrow there is this audition I want to go for. You're an actor, so you know all about auditions. I'm like, yeah. So a TV audition is like, no, it's for radio. Now my big brother always wanted to be a radio presenter. I think from the time he was like 10 or 11, because very, very chatty, very talkative, always had an opinion. So he tells me, typically when you go for an audition, you're many people and you're strangers, you don't know each other. So you're nervous, and then you're around people you don't know, so it can very easily make you not perform. So he asked me, do you mind coming with me for the audition so that I can stand with you in the queue, have someone at least I know talk to, so that I don't feel as nervous. I was like, cool. Tomorrow is Saturday morning. All I have to do is nurse a hangover. Cheers, let's do it. And we went and we stood in the heat for 3 hours. Yeah, because it was 7 until about 10. Finally at 10, it's my brother's turn to go in. I tell him, cheers bro, all the best. Me, I turn around, I'm walking. This lady called Maria, shout outs to Maria. She tells me, wait, where you going? And I tell her, my brother is one who's auditioning. I just brought him for moral support. I'll go wait outside. And then this lady tells me a statement I never forgot to this day. She was like, you've been standing out in the hot sun, and it was a hot day. You've been standing out in the sun for almost 3 hours. The audition in that room is 30 seconds. And also, there's AC. So what do you have to lose? And I was sweating. I was like, what do I have to lose? 30 seconds and he has AC. I walk in and they ask me, talk about an artist you like. And at that time I was going through a very big Britney Spears. No, I'm still in my Britney Spears phase. I love Britney Spears. I think she's amazing. So I talked about some Britney Spears story I had I had watched on the news, and the guy was like, do you know a lot about pop culture? And I'm like, yeah, I watch E, I listen to music, I watch movies. They're like, cool. That was on Saturday. Tuesday. No, this one will happen on a Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, I'm in class, I get a phone call. Number unknown. I'm like, who is this? It's John Rabah. He's like, I'm calling you from Homeboys Radio. We really liked your audition. Do you want to be a presenter with us? We'll train you. And I'm like, I'm a first year in university. A job on radio, sure. That comes with money, right? Because back then, this was when Caroline Mutoko, Kaleche Mumo, you know, when we thought, and I have to emphasize this, we thought that radio presenters get paid a whole lot of money. That is not true. Some radio presenters get paid a lot, just the way some doctors don't get paid a lot and others make a whole lot of money. So I went to Homeboys, I was trained. A month later, I got on air as a presenter. It was 2007. And then post-election violence happened, which was a good thing for my radio career. Of course, it was a bad thing for everyone else, because where Homeboys Radio was situated when I was starting radio was close to where I lived, where my parents lived. So when post-election violence happened, and also I used to live close to Kibera. So when post-election violence happened, all the other presenters at Homeboys could not access Baricha Road, where the station was. I could. So I remember for a week I did the breakfast show from 7 till 11. Then I would do the 1 o'clock show until 3, and then I'd do the drive show from 4 till 7, because they needed shows to happen, but the presenters can't make it, and I could. So that's really, I always attribute that to making me adapt to radio life very, very quickly. Because within like 6 months, I got 100% pay rise. Weird. I was made the standby breakfast presenter. Oh, and a fun fact, I actually became the youngest breakfast show presenter on a national radio station. Of course, that has been beaten now, because I think I was 25 when that happened, but I think Kamene Goro, probably a few years later, I think she was 24 when she started doing breakfast show. So that was a cool thing. Then I just went from station to station. I went from Homeboys, I moved to Hot 96, where I did breakfast, and then I left Kenya to go be an actor in South Africa. Oh, and then I came back, and then I got into XFM, which I did the breakfast show for like 6 years. 6 years, wow. 7 years actually. And I'm glad I won 2 presenter awards for best radio presenter being at XFM, which was weird because it was a rock station, and growing up I listened to a lot of rock. Fun fact, when we were recruited at Homeboys and we were all asked, what are your goals? What do you want to achieve in radio? And everyone was like, and I remember telling John Rabah, I would like to host a breakfast show on a rock station. This is why I have to keep on emphasizing there are no coincidences, only providence. Life will give you what you ask for. In 2007, when I said that statement, XFM did not exist. There was no rock radio station in the country. So I remember even them, they gave me a look of, but the only rock is on Capital FM for like 2 hours. Fast forward 5 years later, I'm doing the breakfast show on an all-rock radio station. So speak things you're certain you can deal with the, I don't want to say consequence, because that sounds like a bad thing. Just, be very intentional about things that you speak out loud, because the universe will always give you what you ask for. And then I left XFM. I didn't leave XFM. XFM was shut down. I was moved to Kiss FM because it was an affiliate station of the company. Kiss FM was great, but then I had to leave Kiss because I had to leave Nairobi. I was married then, and my wife and I found a really good piece of land in Limuru, so we had to leave, and that would, because the commute would just be crazy. So I left radio, moved to Limuru. The marriage didn't work out, but that's life. Moved back to Nairobi, and no coincidences, only providence, because I was in Watamu. I'm in Watamu shooting a movie. I am broke, and at the time I was living with my brother and his family, and I remember thinking to myself, once this movie is done, I go back to Nairobi. I don't have a job. What am I gonna do? I get a phone call from a lady. So this was in 2022. I get a phone call from a lady I haven't seen since 2005. The last time I saw this lady in 2006. The last time I saw her in 2006, we were doing a play together at the theater. She left, went to America or Germany or something, came back to Kenya, started working at KBC. She was the one who heard her boss asking, now that this, because a radio presenter quit abruptly at KBC, and he was like, I wonder where we can get a charismatic radio presenter. And this lady goes like, I know a guy, he used to do radio and I used to act with him. I think he's my friend. We haven't spoken in like 15 years with this lady. She finds my number, calls me. It was a Wednesday evening. I was on the rooftop, and she's like, you're going to get a phone call from this guy called Bill from KBC. He wants you to do the breakfast show. Please say yes. And I'm like, a few hours ago, I was literally telling myself, how am I going to get work when I go back to Nairobi after this movie is done? And I came to Nairobi. It wasn't even an interview. Quickest signing ever, because I called him. He asked me, do you want the job? I was like, yes. Okay, you got it. How much do you want? I want this much money. No, we can't give you that much money. And I was like, okay, so how much money can you give me? I'm like, this much. I was like, cool. That's it. I think it was like a 2-minute conversation. And I came, and that's how I ended up doing breakfast on KBC radio, which I do till now. I realized I didn't mention this. So Jeremy was the brother who I was going for the radio audition with. He never got the job, but 3 years later, he got a job on radio. He was a fantastic radio presenter, and he's sorely missed. It was very unfortunate, because I always say it was very preventable. My brother was depressed, and I just didn't like the fact that I will even, as much as I say I tell myself I did something, we didn't do enough. We prayed, we said things like, you'll be fine, just, go out more. But when someone is depressed, they really need counseling. So when he passed, it was very sad for me, because I was like, we could have prevented it. Because also my brother did not die because he was depressed. He died from a byproduct of it. And this is what I mean. My brother was sick twice in his life. In the 36 years I knew him, 34, 32, 33, 32. In the 32 years I knew him, he was 36 when he died. He got sick once when he was 10. He had measles. Other than that, picture perfect health. And this was a guy who, as an adult, was a smoker and a drinker. So yes, you can be like, maybe this guy was well all through. Then he got depressed. Then one day he got pneumonia and died the next day. I was like, it's because they say depression weakens your immune system, your body, and everything. So that was sad. We still mourn him. It is for that reason that I do not celebrate New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, 31st, because he passed on the 31st of December. So That's officially always the worst day of my life. I hate the 31st of December. I don't go out. I sit in the house, play songs my brother used to love listening to. I think I might have a problem. I play music he used to listen to. I'll call my brother, my other living. So we're three, like I mentioned. I have another brother, Innocent. He used to follow Jeremy's. He's the one who, it hit him even harder because he was closer to him. So on the 31st, sometimes we hang out, we drink his favorite drink. Play music he loved. He was a big Biggie fan. Big Biggie fan. So we'd always listen to a lot of Notorious B.I.G. Yeah. I would want to be remembered as the Cristiano Ronaldo of acting. I don't know about radio, I don't know about writing even, but because acting is something that I'm very, 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 very passionate about, and I believe that Cristiano Ronaldo is the best football player who has ever existed, better than Pele, better than Messi, better than Ronaldo, better than the Argentinian. What's his name? The guy who... Maradona. Yes, I honestly think Cristiano Ronaldo is the best football player ever, and I would want to be remembered as a guy who was as good in acting as Cristiano Ronaldo is in football. Yeah. That's what's up. I will drop this verse first and then I will tell you about it because it has a very good story behind it. Moyoni ni tension siku za mwisho imewadia wakati taisha wewe hujui mimi sina idea Mr. Director Sagodi akunyeshe mashi yako kwa projector ucheki vile one moment inaweza change your life, one moment itafanya mazi open my eyes haya basi tafakari tabia za hapo awali zorotesha mali ya umani weze kuwa kitandani nikajipata hapo peke yangu bila amani na pesa halisi tofahamu koja kwa hamu na gam sasa nasikia utamu sauti kanifufuza kila zaru reality maze ni kujijengea furaha msiba ni chaguo lako mzeya pata kosa pata labda omba ukihata jia ya kupata kwa furaha na matata. So that verse I wrote for a show I did called MTV Sugar. Fun fact, they auditioned 800 actors. I got the role. The only other person who they wanted to give the role to was Octopizzo because Octopizzo was a rapper and the character was a rapper. So they didn't know that I could rap. And then the last audition, I was told, you're going against this guy. This guy is a rapper. I hope you can spit some bars. I spit some random freestyle. I can't remember. But I just remember the person who was auditioning us was like, whoa, okay, you can rap. Do you know who that was? Lupita Nyong'o, who ended up being the assistant director of Sugar. So if you're looking for that song, look for MTV Sugar Season 2. It's called Love, Sex, Money, Episode 6 specifically. But you have to watch Episode 5 and 6 because that's my story and that's how you'll find out about the song.
Nice.
Rapper, man.